Hey, it's Sean, and I'm about to show you a photo. Before I do that, let me ask you a question. Do you ever feel like in some social situations you have nothing to say? Like maybe you're around a group of people or there's someone that you want to go talk to, but your mind is literally blank. It's like a blank canvas. There's nothing that comes up to talk about. I teach people how to overcome shyness and social anxiety, and sometimes people will tell me something like, it's not that I feel social anxiety, like I don't feel nervousness, but I have nothing to talk about. And more often than not, the people who feel like you have nothing to talk about or nothing to say or a blank mind often, it's because you think you have not a very interesting life. You don't have things you can talk about with other people. So in this video, I'm going to talk about why this happens and a couple quick tips that can help you solve this problem. Now let me show you this photo. It's a photo of me on Machu Picchu. I went there a couple months ago. I visited with a friend that I met while traveling, and on the day that we were supposed to go up to the mountain, we woke up and we looked outside and it was super cloudy. Like the foggiest, cloudiest day I'd seen in a year. And on the bus ride up the mountain, we were getting a bit more worried because we already had bought the ticket to go to Machu Picchu. We'd already bought the train and bus tickets, which in all was, a bit expensive. And when we got off the bus, it even got worse. It actually started to rain and drizzle, and we had to hide under a tree for about 45 minutes as it was raining and as it was really cloudy and foggy. And my friend was already starting to make plans about coming back to Machu Picchu the next day because we were both thinking that we weren't going to actually get to see anything that day. Thankfully, in maybe 2 hours, the clouds did finally begin to go away, and we managed to enjoy Machu Picchu more. And most importantly, we got the photo on Machu Picchu, which is what everyone really goes to Machu Picchu to do, to get the cool photo. So the reason why I'm telling you this experience is I have to ask you, what makes someone an interesting person? What do you think? Is it that they go skydiving? Is it someone that parties every weekend? Is that what makes them interesting? In my experience, the people who are the most interesting in casual social conversations don't necessarily have the most objectively interesting lives. It's not like they, live super crazy, exciting lives. They might do boring things like just watch movies, eat, play video games. And a lot of people I know who don't really have very interesting lives can often be the most interesting in casual social conversations. The attention goes to them. People are magnetically drawn to them. They can spit out a comment and everyone laughs at it. They found some witty. And it has nothing to do with how objectively interesting their life is. They can dominate a social conversation. They're not talking about, how aliens came from Mars or how water was discovered on another planet. There's something else about how they talk which makes them interesting to other people. A lot of people who first come to me to learn how to overcome their shyness or social anxiety believe that to get rid of your problems, you need to add new things on top of your personality. Like you need to learn a lot of conversation skills and techniques for what to say and learn, how to talk to people. In my experience, overcoming shyness and social anxiety, it's less about adding new things onto your personality, and it's more about removing layers, removing the blocks that stop you from expressing your personality in some situations. So imagine this. Think about one person in your life who you feel more comfortable talking to. Maybe you're not 100% super relaxed around them, but you can carry on a conversation instead of being totally quiet. In my own life, growing up, this was actually my older brother. So at school, I would be always that really quiet guy who didn't speak up, didn't talk much. But with my older brother, I could talk much more often, and we could actually have interesting conversations. And if you think about how you talk to this one person that you're comfortable with, usually you're not talking about objectively interesting things. It's not like you're saying, hey, did you see this new scientific breakthrough? Look at this new technology that came out today. You're probably just talking about ordinary stuff, but it's your unique, maybe even weird or quirky perspective on the ordinary thing, which is what makes the conversation interesting. So the idea is to bring your unique perspective that you have around the person or people who you're comfortable with and learn how to expose your unique or real self, your honest and authentic self, more to people who you don't know as well. So the one thing that I've noticed, the one quality of people who are very interesting to other people, it's that they're fascinated in whatever they're saying. Even if what they're talking about is not something that you would see on the news, it's not them doing something crazy or going on a super adventure, they can make ordinary things sound interesting, like an adventure, like going to buy some food, going to pick out a movie at the video store, or picking a movie at Netflix. It would just be them talking about regular everyday life situations or problems or maybe other people. You could, on the one hand, try to do more interesting things, like don't just stay in your house. But to be interesting in conversations, it's more about bringing energy, passion, and fascination into whatever you say. You have to be interested in what you're talking about before other people are going to be. If you want a really good example of someone who is very good at being fascinated in what they say and really pulling people in, I'd recommend you look up a podcast called The Joe Rogan Experience. On this podcast, this guy, he's actually a stand-up comedian called Joe Rogan. He basically talks with other people, just not really a formal interview, more like a conversation. And they talk about all types of topics. And just by listening to him, you're going to be pulled right into his worldview, the way that he sees the world, his unique perspective on things. And you can take a look at how he talks about what he talks about and try to bring more of that into how you talk with other people. Let me give you a specific example. Back when I had really bad social anxiety, and let's say someone asked me what I did on the weekend, let's say I didn't really do anything and maybe I watched a movie. Well, because I had really low self-esteem, I would think, oh shit, I can't tell them I just watched a movie by myself. That makes me sound like a loser. Nowadays, let's say someone asked me what I did on the weekend and I did the same thing. I just watched a movie and maybe relaxed. I could still make that sound interesting even though I did the same things as before. I could say, man, I watched this crazy movie. You wouldn't believe it. It's about this woman who goes on a Pacific Crest Trail, on a trail near the Pacific Ocean, where she hikes for 90 days and she meets all these weird people in the wilderness. She meets other backpackers and she has to confront her own demons in the wilderness. And it's starting to inspire me to go hiking myself. And I could go on and on, right? But you see that, what did I do? I watched a movie by myself. So this is just one quick tip to help you overcome this issue of getting a blank mind or having nothing come up in your mind of what to say. Often that happens because you're trying to search for a super interesting topic or subject, when in reality, to be interesting in casual social conversations, it's not about the topic which you talk about. It's about bringing an energy where you are fascinated with what you're saying. So just say the boring thing. And this isn't the whole story for how you can overcome this issue, but I hope it's pointing you in the right direction to improve so that you don't, face these awkward silences, which I also struggled with for so long, believe me. Super painful when you don't know what to say, but you know that you should speak up, or you want to meet someone, but you have no clue what to talk about. And if you want to learn more, if you want to watch more of my videos, if you want to read my articles, then head on over to shyness.socialanxiety.com. Enter your email to receive a free 7-day course, which contains my best tips and advice for overcoming shyness and social anxiety. And I'll talk to you again soon.